everybody. I'm pulling together some clips for this week to re-release, to revisit. I hope you enjoy, and let's dive in. Welcome back to In Residence. I'm Keith.
And I'm Laura.
And so I want to be at a certain spot to be able to, so for tennis, or maybe for other people, it's writing or some other art, and or their work. And what I find myself doing, or maybe a mindset I find myself in, is I'll find myself waiting to become the kind of person that plays tennis when I can.
Yeah.
But if I keep waiting to be that person, I'm never going to do it.
Okay.
Like if I don't start small and realize, okay, I overdid it, I had a big setback, I still want to do it. It's still an aim of mine, is to just compete at a very fun, playful level.
Yeah.
But still compete. If I don't start taking the small steps to build that foundation, then I'm going to reach the end of 2026 and I'll be like, oh, I didn't make that mark, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I don't know, is that clear? There was something around oh, am I just waiting for it to be right? And it's well, if I don't start doing something, it's never going to be the right time.
Yeah.
If I don't start going for short walks, I'm never going to run a 5K, kind of thing.
Right.
And so that turned into, in my head, the question I asked you of so what are you doing to make it happen?
Yeah. Yeah. And so going back to, I'm journaling.
Yeah.
Is kind of my first piece, because I need to figure out what is making me get stuck. Because I think one thing that you've talked about is you're kind of waiting for it to be perfect, or waiting for it to be how you think it should be.
Yeah. Or just imagining oh, it sure will be great when I get to that point. And it's well, I'm not going to if I don't take these little steps.
Right.
And I kind of forget that. I get caught in the larger vision, which isn't necessarily me.
Right.
But I, or maybe it's a little bit sometimes when I watch people build things on TV or on a YouTube video, it kind of fulfills that yearning I have to make things.
Yeah.
And then I don't do anything. So there's somewhere in between that.
I get that.
So.
Yeah, I've found that some of the pieces that I'm struggling with right now, I keep telling myself what I'm doing isn't good enough, even though I'm showing up, I'm lifting weights, I'm working on my nutrition. I know I had not a long journaling session, but one of those ones where the words just flow from your pen, and so it could have been 10 minutes, it could have been an hour and a half. I have no idea, because I think it was only 30 minutes, but it was just flowing. And the piece that caught me is that, specifically with wellness, so nutrition and working out and things like that, I kept telling myself, you have to be consistent to build momentum. And what I've realized is that I don't think that's untrue. I do think you have to show up and do things when you don't want to sometimes, and that builds a pattern of you being able to show yourself that you're going to follow through for yourself. But I was realizing that I was framing it in my mind more as, you have to have so much willpower to show up when you don't want to, that this is going to be a slog, and this is going to be hard, and you're never going to be able to do it. And I really was getting into a place of doubting that it was possible. And I think when you and I talked once this week, I said, well, I only did my physical therapy things on Friday. And you're like, and that is activity.
Yeah.
You were doing glute bridges and side planks. That is activity.
Yeah. You're I only worked out Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and not Friday, but I guess I went to physical therapy. I'm from what you described physical therapy is I mean, like physical therapy is just a different way of saying I went and worked out.
Yeah, I was sweating. I will say he didn't take it
Yeah.
easy on me
I'm
this
like,
week.
girl, that's work. Like I've been there. It's work.
Yeah.
So it's like finding a way to um give yourself credit,
hmm
kind of.
Of what are those wins?
Yeah.
Right. And it made me think a lot about a while ago, we talked about the gap and the gain
Yeah.
and not talking about what is it, the gap between where you are now and where you want to go, like you were talking about,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like sometimes you look at where am I going? And
How far that is.
yeah, it
Oh, it's so
feels
far away.
so
I'm never going to get
far,
there.
doesn't
Instead
it?
of looking back and thinking, oh, look how far I've come.
Yeah, absolutely. So um, I did spend a lot of time, and it seems so cheesy, but a lot of time saying, here's something I did. One of my biggest wins this week was I love gumdrops, like the spice gumdrops from Christmas, like that have like the cinnamony ones and the spearmint ones. I don't know why. I just love, 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 love,
I think you're
love
grabbing
them.
nice piece of like fruity candy, like a dot,
Oh,
and then it's just like
minty,
spice. I'm like, oh,
so
like,
good.
oh no, I don't want to brush my teeth.
So good. But I brought them back to Green Bay with me this week. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to have a little cup every single night, which is, I could have done too. But I sat there and I looked at it on Tuesday and I go, this is not the best decision for where I want to go. And so I'm like, just throw them in the trash. That sounds terrible, but throw them in the trash. You aren't a trash can. You don't need to eat them just because they're there. Um, and so I didn't just throw the whole bag in the trash. I like emptied them out into coffee grounds in the trash. I did not trust my raccoon like tendencies.
Yeah,
Like, what if I decide to pull out
the bag covered them.
the bag
It's
covered
fine.
them?
It's fine.
I was like, oh, that would have been like a low. That would have,
Yeah, don't be a trash panda.
I was proud of myself for that. So, do you want to shift into, did you pick a word yet?
Mm-hmm.
Should we
I've had mine for a
unveil our
couple weeks.
words? You've had yours for a couple weeks?
I think so. Well, maybe a week or two.
Okay. Well, you're a pretty prepared fella. So,
It just came to me, and I'm like, yeah, that sounds about right.
okay. What is your word, hon?
Measured ambition.
Measured ambition. Okay. Tell me more.
I want to be measured in kind of how we talked about is can't be all in
Yeah.
on one thing. I need to pay attention to what I'm giving my attention and energy to. So therefore I need to be measured, need to be aware of what I'm doing. And then as I've talked about many times, I think I can be more ambitious. But again, I don't want to go all in any one way. And it's not just ambition for work. Like not like I'm just gonna, burn out. It's like I have ambitions in relationships and in the things I want to do for fun and in my
Yeah.
health. So I want to not do it all. That sounds weird if I say it that, but I I can be consistent and better in all of these areas, and it doesn't have to like be painful. Like it can be
Right.
measured. And the other thing that popped in my head as we are talking is like we reflected, and that's great. And then now we're looking ahead and we're starting to get like these big lofty goals and ambitions, right?
Yeah.
And it's like it's all over time. And
hmm
like I might have an aim of like, say I want to lose X amount of pounds in a year. Life happens. And I'm good at being a realist, but I also want to be an idealistic about, okay, what can I accomplish?
Yeah.
But so, and it goes both ways. Like I don't want to be too hard on myself, but I don't want to be too lackadaisical about it. So
Yeah.
it's, mostly I want to be measured, but like I like pairing these things because it helps me realize that if I'm measured, that means I can lay back. But what I really want is I want to be measured about the things I want to go after.
Sure.
So anyway, that's where I'm at.
I like it.
Yeah. How about you? What do you got? Did you
Okay.
figure it out?
I did figure it out. Okay. So the word that I'm going to be going with this next year is transform.
Ooh.
And as I was doing some reflection on what this should look like, I came across a quote because I was trying to think of a quote that would inspire me when things got hard to be like, no, your word is transform, and this is why we're doing it, right? And a quote from Billie Jean King popped up.
Ooh,
Pressure is a privilege and champions adjust.
that.
And so this is how I'm thinking about transform. So this is my mantra. The work that I've done some work on is I will treat pressure as a privilege, adjust with purpose, and allow this year to transform how I lead, create, and inspire.
You wrote that?
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to get that printed out and put on the wall behind you
What?
so I can see it every day. I need that.
I will treat pressure as a privilege, adjust with purpose, and allow this year to transform how I lead, create, and inspire.
I love it.
Yep. So that
I know we're coming up with quotes.
is my no, but I'm motivated by quotes.
Yeah.
And this year I'm going to get myself a bracelet that has that so I can carry it with me and remind myself that that's my word. You know, pressure is a privilege, champions adjust.
Yeah.
Right?
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I heard that for the first time, I was like, that is amazing.
Yeah. The first thing I wanted to share with you about the book that really changed my thinking around feedback is that there are 3 different types of feedback.
Okay.
And feedback is given in these 3 ways. And sometimes we give feedback and receive feedback, and sometimes they are the same in the same channels, and sometimes they're different in channels. And so there can be these disagreements because how I'm giving feedback is not how you're receiving the feedback.
Okay, I'm sure it's not this, but it makes me think of, or it's similar.
Mm-hmm.
It's similar to when I realized, like in communication, when I'm trying to like solve a problem for you or for somebody, and I didn't know there was a difference between, do you need to be heard? Do you need help? Or do you need a hug?
Yeah.
So I feel like it's kind of coming similar to that.
Right.
So, okay.
Yes. So the 3 different types of feedback. The first is appreciation. And so appreciation looks like feedback when something has gone well or is recognized for being good.
Oh, like what a great meal.
Like, what a great meal.
Yeah.
Or, I really feel seen when you buy me flowers on the weekend. I really feel special.
I try to do it when you're around, regardless of whether it's the weekend or not.
I know. Okay. But I'm just saying,
I know, being funny.
right?
Yeah.
Like feedback like that.
Yeah.
So I think that's one that we see a lot, right? Like it motivates, it's encouraging.
Yeah.
And honestly, it feels kind of good, right? To feel appreciated.
Yeah.
I know sometimes you get a little shy about appreciation.
Yeah, the attention sometimes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
okay.
Yeah.
We'll maybe dive into that in another episode.
Sounds good. That's a whole nother episode, right? So appreciation's the first type of feedback. The second is coaching. And so coaching is really the approach that you're taking to try and help someone increase their knowledge, their skills, or to grow.
I feel like that's my wheelhouse.
That is your wheelhouse.
That's my default. How can I improve this process for other people?
Yes.
Let me tell you how you can do better.
Right.
Okay. All right.
Right?
So I'm coaching versus being a busybody.
Yes.
Okay.
I think from your standpoint, when you're giving feedback, you're giving it from a lens that you're trying to coach.
Okay.
The third type is evaluation. And evaluation is really about determining where you stand in relation to expectations. So it really feels more like a judgment call on things. So like performance evaluations or things like that is evaluation. So we have appreciation, coaching, and evaluation are the 3 buckets of feedback.
I bet you feel very evaluated by me when I think I'm coaching.
100%.
Okay.
Isn't that interesting? Doesn't that blow your mind a little bit?
Yeah.
Because when I was reading, I'm like, yes,
Okay.
this is the same thing with me when I think I'm coaching you
Yeah.
or being like, what I'd really like to see is X, Y, or Z
I feel like I'm being shamed or
or
told
judged.
I'm not doing good enough or
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Isn't
Okay.
that interesting?
Yeah. Okay. That's okay.
So I even think
You've been holding out on me. Why have you been holding this back? Like this is all helpful stuff.
this is like brand new information as
Okay.
of a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
I will say, one of my favorite stories, and I don't even know if I should share it on here, but I'm going to.
Oh no.
No, I don't think it's that bad. But I remember when we were early on in our marriage. And so I don't even think we had kids yet. I mean, I think we were
Pretty
like,
that's pretty early on because
yeah,
we
we
kind of
had
had kids pretty quick.
child one and a year and a half of being married or a year, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But so I think it was either the first year or maybe it was when we were still dating or engaged, or I'm not
Okay.
sure. I remember I was always knowing, or like I saw myself as someone that was somebody that baked, that cooked, that did a lot of like fun recipes. Like, you know what? It's complicated. I'm going to figure that out.
Mm.
Like, oh, calzones, I'm going to figure that out.
You make good calzones.
I do I have a great recipe if
Yeah.
anybody needs that. But yes, so I'm really proud, or have been proud of me from an identity standpoint of I am a baker.
Yeah.
I am a cook. I make yummy food for people and
Mm-hmm.
show them I love them through that.
Okay.
Right? So when we were early on in our marriage or early on in our relationship, I remember I was making a batch of cookies. I think it was like chocolate chip cookies or something like that.
Okay.
And I was making cookies, and I remember your mom was over. And I was sitting there, and I'm like, okay, making cookies. I've done this thousands of times before. And she started explaining to me how to fold in the chocolate chips. Right? You
Yeah.
remember this, right?
No. Oh, no, no, no. I don't remember that at
Oh,
all. I
and
just know how we are.
right. Oh, how we are.
Oh, yeah, I'm owning it. I thought this was going to be about me.
No. And I remember sitting there going, and I was like, and I love your mom.
Yeah.
And so I was like, gosh darn it. Like at the time, I'm like, she's judging me. I know how to make chocolate chip cookies.
Yeah.
I made lots of chocolate chip cookies, and my chocolate chip cookies are pretty dang good. So
Yeah.
I don't need to know how to fold in chocolate
Right.
chips. I do that,
Yeah.
but I know, and trust me, it wasn't something that I've like held on to. But when I was reading this, I'm like, you know what? I took it as evaluation,
And yeah.
and she meant it as coaching,
Yeah.
right? She was helping her future daughter-in-law or daughter-in-law,
Yeah.
like do chocolate chip cookies in a way that you do chocolate chip cookies.
Right. And the other thing, like we love to help when we can and be part of the
Right.
process and
Yeah.
that can come out as not overbearing, but like it's not necessary, but we want to feel like we're lending a hand.
Right.
And so like if we're like I'm watching you do something and I'm not helping, I feel like I'm being unuseful kind of thing. Like I'm not to speak for her, but I'm guessing I learned it from somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's somebody's coaching can feel like evaluation and vice versa. Yeah, that is. Yeah, I'm gonna be journaling about that for a while, I think.
But you were talking about sometimes you need to rest or take a break
Mhm.
to take care of yourself in social situations. And one thing I've heard on another podcast that I think is useful and easy is take a mini break, go to the bathroom. No one needs to know that you're not just like actively using the bathroom the whole time,
Just turn the
right?
faucets on, make it sound like you're doing something.
But you can be in there and be like, take a couple deep breaths. I I have a Calm app on my iWatch. Is that called an iWatch?
Apple Watch.
Apple Watch. I'm like, that's not right.
I love watching you guess what things are called.
That could be its own segment. See if Laura can get the right thing.
Well, don't forget what you're going to say.
Okay.
Do you know what you're going to say next?
Yes, I do.
Okay, don't forget.
Okay.
You called it an AirBud.
Yeah.
It's an earbud.
Oh, AirBuds.
Or an AirPod. AirBud is that dog from a movie. And I swear to you, this has come up on this podcast before.
AirBuddy.
Yeah.
Or was it AirBuddy or AirBud?
AirBud.
Yeah, I'm talking about the thing in your ear, not the dog that shoots baskets.
It would be amazing to have like little covers for your AirPods that were AirBud.
Oh, there you go.
Sorry.
Who knows?
Do you remember still?
Yes.
Okay.
And so with the Calm app, the one thing that I do with my Apple Watch, see what I did there? I got it. Yeah. But with my Apple Watch, it'll do 1 minute, or I think it's 1 or 2 minute breathing exercise. And sometimes just grounding yourself will really help.
Yeah.
Or even just putting your hand on your heart.
Yeah.
And just saying like, okay, I'm safe. I'm okay. Take a few deep breaths. And that can really help, because I think a lot of us are excited to be present at family gatherings and to get to see family and friends. It's different for everybody, and I completely understand that. But no matter what camp you're in of family gatherings, having kind of that eager anticipation, or family gatherings really being traumatic, I think taking care of yourself is really important, and knowing how to do that and when to do that is just really important.
Yeah. I mean, excited and anxious, they can both leave you feeling tired.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like really wanting something to live up to what your expectations are.
Mm-hmm.
Wanting, all that effort, putting a lot of effort into making something just right.
Oh gosh. Yeah, that's
can be really similar to, okay, what could go wrong? Is this going to happen again? Or that happened last time? What am I going to do if it happens again? I don't know if I can handle it,
I mean, even the gingerbread houses, this is going to sound so silly, because it's really relaxing, like, come, let's create, let's be together.
Yeah.
But the morning before, I was like buzzing around, like trying to clean. I had the kids helping me clean.
Mm-hmm.
I had to get graham crackers. I ran into the store so I could get a few extra things. They didn't have Twizzler pull-and peels, which was like, no. Right? And so the night before, I think I woke up around 6, and I don't think I went to bed until maybe 1. And so I was just like, I don't know, I was just on edge in like a really excited, but also just like anxious way, because I wanted it to go well, and I wanted it to be fun, and I wanted the kids to enjoy and have fun. We didn't know if your mom was going to be able to make it, so like I was like, oh, will we, won't we, will we, won't, so I was kind of doing that too. That's our fault for not planning earlier, but
right.
It's, I hear you when you say that anxiousness and excited, they can both leave you pretty tired. And I had a little bit of both.
Yeah, to mix. Yeah, for
I
sure.
had a mix.
Yeah. And that's,
I often have an anxious, excited cocktail going on in my head.
Yeah. It's potent. It's potent.
You get to see it.
And okay. And so while you were doing that, probably sounds bad for me, but I mean, I think it was good. Now it makes me seem like I'm lazy, but I was journaling. I was taking inventory. I was doing the thing that I hadn't gotten to do because I was so busy that week.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't, because I thought you had already done most of the things, and the kids were helping you, clean and stuff. And I'm like, you know what? Yeah, that's good, because that gives me time to, reflect on the week, just do a brain dump, and, set myself up for, we're going to have this creative fun time, later this afternoon. And I maybe wasn't as helpful, and it did cross my mind. It's like in my journal where I'm like, am I not helping? I'm like, the kids can step up and they can help. And I need this, I need some me time, and I need to be on the page and that. So the thought did cross my mind. So I don't know if you, because then I instantly go to, I wonder if Laura's mad at me, like I might put, like, that's just how my brain works. Like, oh, I'm like, I think she gets it. I think she knows what I'm doing. I just need a little bit of me time, and then I'll come out and help, as much as I can. But I just need a little time because I hadn't gotten to do it for a while. But again, it's communication. I thought the things.
Yeah.
I should have communicated better because I don't think I really
You
did.
didn't say the thing.
Do you know what I mean? I was because
I kept waiting. I was like, is he going to come out?
Right.
Is he going to come out?
And
I hope he comes out. Is he coming out?
I'm sure.
I don't think I told you that.
I didn't communicate because I was afraid that you're going to say, no, I do need you to stop what you're doing and I need you to do what I want, kind of thing. You know what I mean? And it's like, we've done that dance before. So I ought to know better and be a little more forthright with being like, okay, I just need a little me time, and I mean, that's what I guess the bulk of what we're saying is like, understand what do you need, and hopefully you can communicate that to the other person that's on the other side of the situation or in the situation with you, right?
Yeah. No, I'm glad that you were able to journal because that's really important.
Yeah.
And I wish I would have maybe asked you the things that I needed your help with sooner.
Yeah.
Because again, I just tried to do them all. So it's silly. I'm gonna like go here. What's silly is the workshop that we facilitated this week. I used an example about recycling and me not asking Keith for help.
Yeah.
And how sometimes that can get me with Brene Brown's practice of a below the line versus above the line, where I become the victim and the hero. I'll just do it all. And even though we just facilitated a workshop on how to notice when you're going below the line, to pause and then go above the line, I kept finding myself going below the line. I was like, no, hold on, pause. You're not asking, you're not doing anything. Stop trying to be a hero. When he's done, he can help with the recycling,
And I did.
And you did.
Didn't do it right, apparently. But no.
What do you mean?
Just kidding.
No.
As a joke.
It was fine. And so it was not lost on me that sometimes we need to just continue to be reminded of the things that help us show up as our best selves. Like you needed to be reminded and give yourself permission to journal because you hadn't all week because you were busy, right? Because we were preparing and all of that. And I didn't prepare for gingerbread houses because we were busy and work and stuff like that.
Well, you were working.
I was, yeah. And so, and I didn't communicate Friday night or Saturday morning. It's just a good reminder that I'm glad that you noticed what you needed. I'm also glad that I noticed I kept going below the line, like mentally, and pausing and being like, okay, hold on. That's not, you can get the kids to help, right? And so I got them involved and I'm like, no, you can, what if we did this? And does it really matter if the recycling's done, And so I was able to coach myself through that too. But it's interesting how that can really creep up on you.
Yeah. Well, I think the next step beyond each of us separately noticing how we're showing up or what we need is then communicating it and being like, okay, let's collaborate here, right? Going together, right? Makes it all that much easier instead of wishing, hoping, willing it to go the way you hopefully want it to, like, or I'm afraid of what might be said, therefore I'm going to hold back. It's like, okay, 20 some years, let's put our cards on the table here. Let's play above the board. And like, this was a non-extreme version of the, it's just a good example that kind of highlights even in those silly little moments. It just comes back to, okay, noticing and then what? Okay. Because I'm not going to notice myself into doing the thing. I'm going to, like, it's a good step of then what? What am I going to do about it now?
Right.
So.
Exactly. what I was noticing is there's things that we want to do, or I want to do, and I'm looking forward to doing on the weekends, but that's going to take, I think, some discipline from me during the week of making sure that I'm taking care of myself, that I'm sleeping, that I am honestly getting up. And we talked about journaling a couple episodes ago,
Yeah.
that I'm journaling and
So that
working through those thoughts.
That got completely interrupted for me.
Journaling did?
Yeah, because the holiday was during the week,
Yeah.
and that's usually when I journal.
Yep.
So the last entry was last Tuesday.
Actually, that was my last entry too.
Yeah.
Because it
got busy.
is. Yep.
And I wonder why I'm a little tired or out of sorts. It's like, oh, well, that one thing that I do to help ground myself, I haven't done it in 5 days.
You haven't done it. Yeah. I mean, and that is a shift, right? And I know this week I'm looking forward to getting back in to the journaling every morning and movement in the morning. So I've been lifting weights each morning. And so I'm looking forward to get back to that because I was going to do that when I was here for the holidays and I didn't. So I think I said, well, one day I spent all day on my feet doing pies. And one day I spent all day on my feet doing lefza. And then I had 2 days where it was a holiday, right? And, it's, I think I bargained with myself. And I will say, though, the surest way for me to not show up and do the things I know are going to help ground me this week is by just being frustrated at myself and telling myself, you didn't do it, you didn't show up, you planned it, that's bad, like you start judging.
Right.
Do you have that judge where it just kind of sits on your shoulder and is just
Have we met?
We have, but
you set me up for that. Yeah. Yeah. So actually what you were just saying about kind of judging yourself but then you kind of said you're bargaining about, it's okay is kind of what I'm picking up from you is like, it's okay I didn't work out because I was standing on my feet. And, some of that is okay because you don't typically do that all day.
Right.
So it's more than you typically do. Because you're stuck in meetings at your desk, which has got its own set of problems, like with your shoulders and stuff like that. Like I'm finding that because I used to be on the other end where I was standing on cement all day, working, bending over, standing for 8 hours at a time and or on my knees, like working on cabinets and this and that. So I was sore in a different way. Now I'm starting to find, oh, I'm sore because I'm on the computer too much. I'm like, oh, this is what Laura's been talking about. I'm like, okay. So everybody's got their own things and their own routines. And so like I said, having to go shovel, right? I'm kind of like, oh, I got to go shovel. And then I kind of reframed it.
Right.
And I was like, this is good for me. This is going to get my heart rate up. This is going to get me moving and doing steps, and I'm going to be sweating. And I know I'm not going to be like stuck outside. So it's like, I'm not going to be in danger of getting hypothermia because I'm sweating outside. It's like, no, this is great. You come into a nice warm house afterwards and turn a fan on because you're too hot from being out in the cold,
Yeah.
Like that's like a pleasure, like people pay for like ice plunges and stuff, and I can just go outside and play in the snow kind of. So I'm just saying I did find myself reframing it, and instead of being upset, it was more of like, oh, I have an opportunity here to do the stuff I say I want to do.
Right.
And so I'm just saying, don't be too hard on yourself, but hold yourself accountable, right?
Right.
And some of that is you can maybe, like kind of give yourself credit for things, right?
Sure.
Whether it's, with giving yourself a star or a sticker or whatever, right? Pat on the back, right?
Yeah. I started putting stars on my calendar.
Yeah.
When I work out in the morning, just to like show myself, like, hey, you might think you're not working out enough, but like, look how full your calendar is. So I've been doing that. It's small.
And, maybe you
things like that.
Get a half of a star for you did a lot of work to get the pies and the lefse and the mac and cheese and all that
Yeah,
stuff. It like people get paid to do that work. It's not
that's true.
it's not it's not like it's nothing.
Yeah.
It takes effort, but and I understand though at the same time, and whoever's listening, they're like, all right, you made mac and cheese. It's not, same with me, like shoveling the snow. Like it needs to get done,
Yeah.
so don't need to be like overly hard on yourself.
Right.
And obviously I don't deserve like a treat necessarily for doing it, but it'll help me get on my way to doing more, I guess.
Right.
Even though that's like a little like better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. Like it's a delicate balance of holding yourself accountable and being too hard,
Yeah.
or not holding yourself to the standard
Sure.
too. So
Yeah. I mean, I do the bargaining. I like that you picked that out because I do think it wasn't I'm trying to think how to say this. Sometimes the moments where you show up and it's not perfect, or you show up and it's part of what you are committed to doing, those are the moments that keep you moving forward, even if it's not as fast as you had planned, right? And so sometimes I think about, is it Tim Ferriss that talks about the minimal max? Was it the minimal dose?
minimum effective dose. Yeah.
Minimum effective dose.
Yeah.
And so, really saying that maybe the minimum effective dose isn't that you're going to do 1 hour of cardio. Maybe, depending on what your goal is, the minimum effective dose is 5-minute warm up, 10-minute like lifting routine, and a 5-minute walk at the end. So there can be smaller pieces than whatever is perfect. And
Yeah.
perfect, right? We've talked about perfectionism a lot
Yeah.
on here, but sometimes that's okay. And I will say, I'll admit in my head, I thought, oh, I'm going to keep this train rolling. I'm going to lift weights every morning. I'm going to keep going. But in my mind, even though I had planned and said, you're going to do this perfect and not deviate from your routine because your routine was your routine and you've been doing it. Look at your calendar, you got your stars. But in all honesty, what I've committed to doing myself is to be more active. And so that includes not just sitting and puzzling, not just sitting and reading a book, even though I love doing those things and they fit into my life too. But being able to say, you know what, I actually was up and I was moving. I was deep cleaning the house, right? Which isn't as easy as just like, oh, I'm going to do a little dust. I'm going to, right.
Yeah.
But like deep cleaning bathrooms
Mm-hmm.
of 2 teenage boys
Yeah.
is, like people probably know, right?
We brought it up before, so let's
I
move
know.
on.
We don't have to move. No, but yeah. So I guess what I'm trying to say is sometimes, even though it's not perfect, it's okay, right?
Absolutely.
It's enough for the day.
I shared that with somebody today. Um, they were talking actually about the very similar thing of, I said I was going to do this thing and I kind of just didn't hold myself accountable and I let it kind of go because I thought, nobody nobody really cares anyway. Nobody's really watching.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, oh, there's this thing
Mm-hmm.
that I've told you when it comes to like us starting this video and stuff.
Yeah.
It's nerve-wracking putting yourself out there and being seen or saying you're going to do this or that, right? Like
Yeah.
I'm going to work out every day or I'm going to do this, whatever it is. Nobody's really watching, therefore I'm not going to do it. Well, I said, well, I kind of flip that and I say, nobody's really watching, so I might as well try and fail a bunch of times because it doesn't matter because nobody's
Ah.
watching, and like the handful of people that are watching at the beginning, they don't mind. they don't mind that it's not perfect. And we all know nothing's perfect. Like, so having a standard and working towards it, that's good, and you can be disappointed in something not working out, but then you just do it again, right?
Right.
Like it's the more you test and experiment, the more you succeed.
Yeah. I think that's really good advice. I think what I wanted at the end of this episode is just to remind everybody that if there is something in your life that you have been quietly living with, whether it's physical pain, mental pain, or something else that you know about that others don't, right? That you're quietly living with, maybe this episode can be your nudge to reconsider taking care of yourself and reconsider putting yourself first, and not to panic or to worry or freak out about it, but to get curious. Take an opportunity to get curious and explore maybe what some of those answers might be to help you move forward in the way that might bring you more comfort rather than living with that discomfort you're used to.
Yeah, one small little question in a search engine, that's being curious and just getting a little more close to maybe something that might help, right?
Absolutely.
Like, and that could be your thing for the day. Like, and then check it off and feel good, and then like last time, go watch a show and relax, and get a little recuperation.
Right.
Start small.
Yep. And if no one's told you today, you are worth your care and attention. Just as much as everybody else is, you are worth your care and attention.
Yeah, don't be a trash panda.